We had a deliberate timetable we had announced half a year ago to get this to the President's desk. We took the text that was closest to where we thought we would end. And from that standpoint, it's sort of a mix of the House and the Senate.
Well, that's top tax writer Kevin Brady addressing the tax reform's timetable as the GOP working toward getting a final tax bill to President Trump's desk before Christmas. Brady making these comments just moments after the details of the tax overhaul bill were released. So can they get the final parts of this done on Capitol Hill? Joining me now, Minnesota Congressman Eric Paulsen, a member of the Ways and Means Committee. Congressman, thanks for joining.
Oh, good to be with you this afternoon.
It's good to have you. You know, when you tweeted out earlier that you were going to be on the show, it became a de facto town hall, and not everybody's happy. So what are you saying to your constituents and Americans out there that are saying, here you go again, another Republican bill skewed overwhelmingly toward the rich and big corporations?
Well, you know, the reality is this tax relief is geared directly to hardworking Minnesotans and hardworking Americans in the middle and lower income class. And that's primarily because of those tax brackets changing, whether you use the standard deduction that's been doubled or having lower rates at different bracket levels. But I think even most importantly, it's knowing that we're aiming this towards growing our economy, making sure we're going to have a more prosperous future for future generations with more jobs, higher wages. A lot of Americans have not had a pay raise in a long period of time in the so-called economic recovery. And so now we're going to be getting earnings back to the United States that have been trapped overseas. We're going to be making sure we're putting reform in a big way to helping large employers, small employers grow our economy. And that's going to sell with constituents as well as the business community at large.
The small employer part, the pass-through business part, that tax maybe not as low as some people had hoped for. Is there a chance in the future to address that?
Yeah, there absolutely is. This does not by any means mean we're going to end tax reform or efforts along those lines. Look, it's been 31 years since we've got to this point. This is going to be significant, growing the economy, hopefully at that 3% level or bigger in the near future and long term. But yeah, we need to do more for small business. I think the House bill that originally passed was even better on the small business front. But you get down to an 8% level for the real small mom and pop business. That's a pretty low small business rate that's going to help our Main Street businesses.
Now, coming into the day, the scuttlebutt was that either there would be 1 year taken off this the tax bill overall, or an adjustment made to repatriation to take care of the concerns of Senator Rubio and Senator Lee. Turns out repatriation's a little bit higher. Do you think 15.5% is enough to bring that money back here? If I'm Apple, do I bring that money back, or do I borrow money in the market at 2 or 3 or 4%?
Yeah, you know, look, I think that rate assigned is going to help them bring that money back when you got $2.5 trillion trapped overseas. But I think even more importantly, what you have to realize is that we're going to a 0% rate in the future for all earnings that are going to be earned. So we're going to be selling where the world's customers are outside the United States. That's where 95% of the world's customers are. Bring that money back home to the United States. So we're not losing headquarters, research, manufacturing, and innovation. That 0% rate going forward is going to be awesome for our companies. And then that other rate's going to help, obviously, bring that other money back home, too. You
know, I love the idea of a 0% rate. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer, and most of that money would probably come back. Finally, I do want to ask, some of the way the bill is structured, it feels like there's a lot of penalties against marriage. You get to the 35, 37% rates, the standard deduction. Folks are kind of concerned that the party of families would actually penalize successful people who may one day want to get married.
Yeah, this is one of those areas where we've made adjustments in the past. You put marriage penalties in the code, you come back and you fix those penalties. I'm going to be one of those folks that says we got to fix those penalties at all efforts possible. And look, this is something that affects married couples. I know the brackets that came out of the House bill originally were a little better on that front. Right. So we can improve that going forward.
Well, sir, when you have your next town hall, you can thank me for warming you up and getting you ready for it. Thank you very much. I know it was a tough time and a very, very difficult